What's going on? Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you're from around the world. Let's get right into it. However, this is not financial advice. Nothing on my channel is legally bound as financial advice. This is purely for entertainment and my opinion. Boeing's at a 73% hold. Fisker, 88% bullish. Palantir, 75% bearish. Sundial, 57% hold, hodl. And finally, the SPY went from a hold to an 89% bullish.
Hey, we're going to start with Boeing. The monthly chart looks like it was in a distribution for quite some time and then finally sold off with the coronavirus. We do see some decent bottom wicks right here, but actually traded in a descending triangle for months. I was tracking that over this summer, late fall, but finally gapped up and now in a range as well. You don't like those type of candles hit that high and really get that rejection. It's not trading in the upper right, so I did not give this an extreme score. This is one of my hold ratings. Let's go over to the weekly. Weekly looks good. You can see a better detail of the downward trend triangle, or descending triangle, and finally we popped, gapped up and ran, and currently looks like it's curling, guys. It looks like it's curling. I do not like lower lows, but it printed higher for the remainder of the week. We only have 2 more trading days in the week, so let's see how it closes. But man, that weekly curling. Weekly looks good. Daily up 8% on good volume. I'm gonna have my support level at 200 and around 208, and then we can just for visual purposes see this downward trend break on a good bullish day. You see that pierce of that white candle on February 3rd. Coronavirus cases have been dropping, and this stock will be positively affected by more airlines buying their Boeing planes. So just take that into account. The cases have been dropping significantly, and like most of these recovery stocks, they are inverse relation to the coronavirus cases going down. These stocks are going up. So daily just barely missed the bullish mark. I just didn't like the monthly view. But yeah, this is a good hold right now. Fisker, bullish, guys, bullish. You're in the upper right-hand side of the trading. So we're reaching higher continuously. That's good. We did engulf the price action of December and January, which is phenomenal. Shows that there is true market demand. We're above our short-term EMAs. All good there. We are printed a higher high than this last wick by 12 cents. I know it's not a big deal. 12 cents is not a big deal, but hey, you gotta recognize higher highs by any size amount. We are 50% up on the month, and honestly, I saw this stock trading at $15 for a long time and knew something was up. Didn't want to buy because it gapped up and just let the trade just kind of fall out of the woodworks there. But hey, it is what it is. You can see here it was just riding that $15, and that was just a sign. This is an electric vehicle play. You have the EV sector still extremely hot. Why would one of the stocks in the EV sector be consolidating? That is bullish all day, every day. Someone's suppressing the price to accumulate for the long term. So they finally released the gap. They had enough shares, so they released it and let it fly. We did have a stupid wick today, earlier this week, and that just kind of scared pretty much everyone, and it scared me out. But hey, we got that low wick and just bounced right off of it. Good volume on the weekly. And then finally on the day, we had 87 million shares traded, guys. 87 million. We ended up teasing 2050, pulled back, and then flushed. Just yesterday, honestly, all the way to a low of 1552. But hey, good news might have came out, gapped it up. What was that? A whole $3, and then pushed all the way to a new high. So really, really bullish here on Fisker. Palantir, everybody's favorite stock. I just still don't know what's so good about this stock. This stock is trading in the upper right. It does have a higher low, but a lower high. So let's take that into account. And the monthly is 25% down. Not good, not good. But I did give it points for having a higher low and being in the upper right. The weekly did not get an extremely bearish look, just off the fact that we're entered a old price range where, hey, if it's going to be range bound, it had to deal with earnings and earnings sell-offs and the growth sectors all going down, growth stocks all going down, and even a massive gap down that we'll look at the daily. So, hey, and the lockup expiration too. So a lot of stocks were unlocked to be sold right at the market. So it's, going back into a trading range. Again, I don't understand why this is a stock favorite of FinTwit and others, but it's given an okay setup. We did gap down, and there was a heavy volume for 2 days in a row. 300 million shares traded on both of those days. Hit resistance, and we know when we see resistance and they get rejected hard, it's going to fall extremely hard. So it opened and flushed from $30 and closed at $27.50, then gapped down on this day to under 26 and went all the way down to 24. But you did get a good wick off of that because that was the bottom of this trading range previously. It did have an inside day today. It is below the short-term EMAs. Just not a fan yet. I need to see more demand. Sundial. A lot of group chats and FOMO traders, YOLO traders, all up in this stock. It's a weed stock that is very, very cheap. But when it's cheap, it has a lot of shares. If there's a lot of shares, then there's a lot of people that's able to sell when price goes up. It's just one of those stocks that I personally don't like because the float is so darn high. The monthly is curling pattern, and it did have a high of about $4. I personally do like high wicks sometimes, just to show that it does have some energy in this stock to get it that high initially. So it could go again, just giving you that tease. The weekly actually looks pretty good. I mean, this rounded out for months and months. Volume picked up, consolidated, and whenever it broke $1, that was a big deal. You see this crazy candle up 84% on this candle. Had they pulled back all the way down to this weekly 10 EMA at the $1.12 mark, bounced off of it, and now trading in a decent pattern. I mean, we're above these previous highs on these week of January and the first week of February. And, it's not looking bad, guys. This stock is up after hours. On the daily, it is above this price action from previous trading and had a decent day, 15% up and up over after hours. So it is above the 20 EMA and above the 10 EMA after hours, but I didn't count that. I only count the cash close. So in this, I have this as a hold. Finally, the SPY, it did get upgraded to a bullish pattern just off the fact that we did rebound and a follow through with a close above the 10 EMA. That was something that I was looking out for. We did trade We did close kind of in an area where it could potentially be a resistance level, but the SPY was up after hours, so this is again a very bullish pattern, breaking the short-term EMAs and then continuing to go back up. I'm very bullish on the SPY, but not so much on the Nasdaq. We're seeing a lot of rotation in the Carnival Cruise Lines, airlines, things of that nature. So we're just seeing some rotation, but the SPY still wants to go way higher. Finally, Bitcoin. Bitcoin did was trading for 3 days outside of the channel, and what with mean reversion. This is basically a mean reversion example. We decided to trade back into this channel. The last thing that we need to see, right, is we need to see price finally have a higher high on the day. So if you look, lower high. We had a lower high for a few days now, right? However, if we can get a higher high breaking above 51,500, that'll be a very bullish play. We did have higher lows, and we like higher lows. So we did see a higher low yesterday's daily candle, and we're currently on a higher low today. So that just goes to show that we are in an upward trend still. With crypto, you're going to see really crazy down days, flush everyone out, and then build back up and have everybody chase. So yeah, we really are doing well in the Bitcoin space. Honestly, right now, I think Bitcoin is our best trade. You don't have to worry about Ethereum. I still like Stellar a lot, XLM. But yeah, guys, thank y'all for tuning in. Hope y'all enjoyed it. Really hope y'all have a safe trading week. Continue to have great position size. Have unemotional trades. And hey, man, no regrets. Y'all enjoy, man. Peace.